Hello, hello. We will wait for some people to get in the chat here on YouTube and we're live on Instagram. A lot of you guys have been so upset about what I just said, and I love it because we're going to get into why I love it. But let's wait for some people to join. We are discussing the last tweet I put up, and I will pull it up so we can cross analyze this together. Because you guys know the way how I say things often. First of all, I got a new haircut. I did it. I did it myself. I got cut up for this session today. But we will discuss the the comment that has so many people pissed. 255 comments on a community post. That means it's something good. Well, interesting to some people. It usually never gets that much traction on a community post. But let's go ahead and get into it. We got 78 people on YouTube. We have a need of 150 people to get on so we can discuss this together and elaborate on a blunt statement I made that was made blunt on purpose because I know how the internet works. I know how the internet works. Yeah, oh, they mad. Oh, they're mad. Very mad. But of course, they're gonna make up what they want to believe about me. And I love that too. I love false narratives. I love it when you guys decide what shoe size I wear. Because a lot of people here on the internet know what size shoe I wear, and I don't know. Apparently, I don't know, but you know what size shoe I wear. So we're going to figure out what the real size shoe is today. And I'm only going to go live for maybe the first 15 minutes on Instagram. If you want to continue watching, it'll be on YouTube. So right now it's about 6:20 here in Accra. At about 6:35, we will go off on Instagram, and you'll have to follow me to YouTube. So we got a lot of smart asses in the comments. Now, let's put this post up on the screen if you're on YouTube. They know, yeah, they know what size shoe I wear, and I don't know. I don't know what size shoe I wear. But we're gonna explain why I said that. Give me just a second. And we will discuss this topic. So if you have not already, make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you get a video a like. I don't know why people are requesting to be in the video yet because I got to get to the point first. But we have a lot of people upset and they won't forget. So today we put up this post, me as an Auston Holleman. And no, it has nothing to do with Ghana. It has nothing to do with Ghana. It has exactly everything to do with what I said. The post here says, after looking at some photos of women I've dated in Brazil, about 80% of the women in my recent content, pay attention to the wording and you'll understand why I said what I said. About 80% of the women in my recent content are way below my standards. Now, we know in the United States, it is not good for a man to have standards. You know that, right? You know, as a women can have standards, say he got to be 6 feet tall and have this amount of money. But the minute a man has a certain standard, and standards are not looks, right? That is part of it, but it's not just looks. So when a woman has standards, she could say he needs to be this tall, he needs to have this much money, and he needs to be a Christian. Christian is not looks, but it is a standard. So I, Auston Holleman, because I have a standard, it's against the law, at least in the United States. Outside the USA, that's not as common for it to be a crime for a man to have standards. Now, I was reading through some of the comments. I just spent 4 hours without internet. I just spent 4 hours without internet. You guys think I'm making this stuff up? I just spent 4 hours without internet. But we have some people saying instantly, they say, who is this texting me? Texting me that bullshit. They're saying, oh, he's talking about African women. Really? Really? So you think I'm in Africa talking shit about it? What sense would that make? Number one. Number two, I have been to more than African countries since I left Brazil. Let's go. We have the Philippines, we have Vietnam, we have Thailand, Cambodia, and then the other six are African countries. And somebody says, well, recent videos have been in Accra. Well, then what makes you Accra is one city in a huge continent of Africa. So that you think one city represents the entire Africa. Let's go for that. But by recent videos, and that's why I brought up Brazil, because what I'm saying is since Brazil, I noticed it seems like, remember I said content. It seems like since Brazil, I've been throwing anybody on the channel. This is not about African people, women as a whole. Read what I said. Content. The women in Africa that are working at the grocery store are not in my content. I'm talking about characters on my show, meaning that people that are featured. And this is not directed at Africa. It was not even included in it's not even included in the post. So I'm starting to see worldwide our people, whenever we say something about somebody, we automatically assume they're talking about us. For example, when I first came out and I was like, oh, you guys need to go to Brazil, this and that, they're like, and I was saying what American women do. They say, oh, he's talking about Black American women. Find one video where Black American women are singled out by Auston Holleman. Find one video. Thank you for the compliment. Find one video. I would love to find it. Also, I knew what the women in Africa looked like before I got here. If I thought that they didn't look good, you think I would? I haven't any option to go wherever I want to in the world. Do you think I would have came here had I had an issue with that? Do you think I would have went to 6 countries had I had an issue with African women? Do you think I would have only paid and planned to stay in Tanzania for 10 days, but instead I stayed 5 weeks and I bragged like a motherfucker about Africa that 5 weeks to this day? Do you think I would have gotten an apartment in Kenya and have went to Kenya 3 times? 3 times in like 2 months. If I had a problem with Africa, get out of here with that bullshit. So we're not going to throw Auston Holleman in the box of, oh, he hates Black women. I actually did a video and another Twitter post that I know you guys love my Twitter posts. I did a video and a Twitter post about if you hate Black women, don't watch my channel, because I don't. I've dated Black women majority of the time. Like literally there was maybe 3 non-Black women I dated in Brazil. Do your research on how many black people are in Brazil, though. I've dated them there. I've dated them in Thailand, and of course, the United States and Africa. I cannot believe that. Now, of course, I do know that the way how I actually thought about it. I was like, before I post this, I know this is gonna piss some people off, but I don't. Guys, that's just who I am. That's just how I say things. That's just how I say things. I know I've been pissing people off before I got on YouTube. I've been pissing people off in high school too. Now, I want to say thank you to everybody in the comments, the so-called Black American women, all y'all that had. There's a large number of Black American women that said, "Oh, Auston, I used to hate you, but now that you're in Tanzania, you're my savior." And now I make a comment, not even about African women, but they just automatically assume that. And now the fakeness has been exposed. You don't like me. I don't know what you like because I don't know. I don't like certain people in this world. If they go to Africa, that's not going to make me like them more. That's not going to make me like them anymore. But I appreciate you showing me that because I read 100% of my comments. Every morning throughout the day, before I go to bed at night, I read every single comment. I know exactly who is who. I can recognize everybody's face. Now, again, thank you for trying to throw me in this I hate black women group again. Because this is it's stupid. It's really, really stupid. I don't know where I'm not who you thought I was for the guys that thought that I'm gonna get online and single out black women worldwide. Why am I even explaining this shit? I've done short clips and long videos about how if you experience this with black women in the States, it's not the same worldwide. Yeah, Ramon, I see what you're saying, but I do read the comments. The post is not about African women, and let's go to this too. The post is not about looks. Like I said earlier, standards, standards, looks are included, yes, but looks are not the only part of standards. So, what did I mean when I said that? Well, let's just go over what standards are again. Standards are looks, your financial standards, the personality standards, conversations. That's standards. Like I said earlier, there's some women with certain financial standards. She's not going to talk to you if you're driving the bus. Fine. That's your standard. Now, for me, of course, just like everybody, we all have standard looks, especially if you're somebody like me that works on their body and keeps their hair cut, washes their face, keeps their face. You're going to have some sort of standard if you respect yourself. Now, apparently, you guys think that looks is all that matter. Again, I would not get an apartment in Kenya if I was. I'm not, first of all, I'm not settling down nowhere in the world at all because I have the choice to. I'm not settling down nowhere in the world where I don't like the women. And that's most men on the planet. If you have the option to pick somewhere, you're going to pick everything that fits you. So, for example, right now, I'm living in Kenya. Why? Because the internet works, because the digital payments work, because everything that's in the United States damn near is in Nairobi. And my dating life is great in Nairobi. So, therefore, all that being together, I live in Nairobi. I even made a video about Nairobi when I first left Nairobi. It's about I had the same feeling that I had when I was in Brazil in Nairobi, meaning that same level of happiness, satisfaction, comfort, whatever you want to call it. I had that same feeling when I got Nairobi. That's why I haven't left Nairobi. That's why whenever I'm going to Senegal here in less than 48 hours, whenever I leave there, I believe I'm going back to Nairobi. Either way it goes, at some point I'm going back to Nairobi. And even if my views go down, even if people say they're tired of seeing Nairobi, I don't care. I'm going back to Nairobi. I even got on my bracelet here. I got on my you guys know I was wearing a Ghana bracelet. I had to put back on the Kenyan bracelet again. So that where I don't know where y'all don't understand that. Now, what is this post really about? Because remember I said the women that I had, and let's talk about the photos first. Because last night I was sitting through, scrolling through, looking at photos from when I very first started traveling. And I came across where I started at, which was Brazil. I'm going to read the super chats in a minute. I came across Brazil and I'm looking at the photos. Of course, they're beautiful women. Of course, of course. But what comes with photos, the reason we take photos usually is, well, the reason we do take photos is for memories. So as I'm looking at the photos of, oh, I remember her. I remember I met her. I remember I went here. I remember this. I start remembering the interactions that I had. Then I start reflecting on the past 7 or 8 months. Let's say 8 months, because that was January last I was in Brazil. And yes, I've had plenty of beautiful women. All of them have not been on the channel. But I start thinking about the interactions I've had. The interactions, 80% of the time, for me, this is not judging the countries. I'm talking about in my life. That's why I worded it that way. Me, mine, my, Auston. I'm not saying, oh, African women, they're not up to my standards. Find out where I've ever said that. What I'm saying is the ones that I've dealt with on and off camera, the ones that I've dealt with on camera in this situation what we're talking about, please don't leave those comments in the Instagram live. Don't do that. The ones that I'm talking about, majority of them shouldn't be on my content, and I shouldn't be dealing with them anyway. Now, I don't know why you guys are offended, because what I'm describing is a Auston problem. I'm speaking to myself, but I know you guys like to be all in my business, so I put it online. But the interactions that I'm like, wow, I'm picking a lot of the wrong women, not just for the videos, but to deal with. Or even, just, you know what I'm trying to say. I shouldn't be dealing with a lot of ones that I am. It has nothing to do with the country or nothing. And I even seen somebody call me a colorist. They called me a fucking colorist. If you guys have been following me, you guys have seen that I've dealt with light-skinned Brazilian women, brown skin. There was even one that was blacker than the last girl that was on my video out here in Ghana. And I'm the fucking colorist? I know I'm not responding to the comments yet. I'm on my monologue right now. I'm not a colorist. What are you talking about? Everybody has a preference, rightfully so. But if you guys were to see my track record, Auston Holleman is not a colorist at all. And like somebody just said in the comments on Instagram, He's thinking out loud. Yes, I'm thinking out loud. This does not mean, oh, Africa sucks or Asia sucks. I need to go back to Brazil. That's not, where did I say that? What this means is, I think I made better decisions in Brazil with who I picked. So for the women that are offended, if you feel like you are below what my standards may be, which you don't know my standards, well, you may know if you've been following me long enough. If you feel like you are offended, then that's on, if the shoe fits, that's on you. But I haven't named any names, and I told you guys 80% I feel like I should either not be dealing with or should not be on my content. People that know me in my personal life know which women, like for example, Paul, he knows which ones, and he's told me you shouldn't be dealing with this person. You guys are not, I'm sticking, this tweet I put up, I'm sticking to what I said because I didn't say anything wrong for all y'all that's in y'all damn feelings and texting me in your female energy for the men that have done that. He's told me you should not be dealing with this person. Let's read these super chats though. We got 5 super chats. I don't want to let it get off track. Philly Vision sent a $20 super chat. He says, "Peace to you, Auston," in the chat. Thank you very much. The Artwell says, "I hottest looking chick I saw." I think he means to say, "The hottest looking chick I saw in any of the 3 European countries I've been to is a Moroccan," explaining that African. I'm guessing what he's saying is African. Nobody's saying that African women are ugly. I never said no shit like that in my life. The Art of Will again says, "Your subs who told you to cuff the Rwandan chick owe you an apology." Yes, you do, because y'all was really on me about that one. Brandon Parent says, "The reason they say you hate black women is because American black people, aka ninjas, think they are the only black people on earth." Yes, we do. Black people in the United States make up like 14%. Either way it goes, it's not even 20% from my understanding. And if you say something about people in America, the black people think you only talking about them when you don't even make up a third of the goddamn country. And that's why I'm not over there anymore. Crispy Ear says, what country, what women, basically, which country has, what countries women have came across a fakest? That's what he's saying. Uh, that's a hard one to say because there is no country where women have came off fake 100% of the time, not even 50% of the time. But there's been a lot of opportunists in every country I've met, but it's not the majority in any country I've been to, but there are a lot of opportunists. And I've ran into a lot of opportunists in Africa, to be honest with you. And I'm not saying this just because I thought this by myself. I've been having people leave comments saying that since I've been in Africa, it seems like the women just want me to boost their channel, which that's fine. Here's the thing. If you want to use me to boost your channel, just say that. Because when you come across leading on or fake, you're gonna piss me off. And it's gonna backfire. You guys seen with the last chick that wanted to use me just to boost her. You seen what happened to her. It's over with now. Her career is over with. So I've had women in certain. I'm not gonna name any names because I don't want to embarrass anybody. But I've had women in this one country. I reached out to these people and I'm like, "Hey, I see you guys are doing this. You guys don't have that many subscribers. You have less than 1,000 subscribers. I want to help you guys channel. I'm going to interview you, expose you to my audience. Anyway, when you have a US audience, the advertisers pay more because they're a US audience. And that's like one of the strongest currencies, right? I'm gonna expose you to that audience. I don't want anything in return. I just need content, right? But I'm gonna help you out. It's helping you out more than me. I'm not asking for sex in return. I'm not asking for nothing in return. I just wanted to do this. What this person does is they pretend. They basically pull a gold digging move on me, right? They pretend and they're licking all up in my ear and trying to kiss me and trying to tease me. Don't tease Austin Holleman because what's going to happen? I'm gonna cut your ass off. I'm not. I didn't know. Do not. That is so immature. And it got to a point where I had to tell this girl, you do know you don't have to pretend like you like me, right? Like I can tell that you're doing this just so I'll help the channel. I'm gonna help your channel whether if you like me or not. This is just something I want to do. And that's somebody that shouldn't be on my channel. Is what I'm saying. That out of that 80% that I'm talking about on the video, on the tweet, out of that 80%, that's one of the people. That's like, wow, like somebody like you that's on my channel. First of all, let's do this. My channel is educational and it's a reality show, right? It's educational because you guys get to see what it's like in these other countries, et cetera, right? Then you guys also like to see me go on dates. I'm gonna read the comments here in a second. I see we got 83 comments I haven't left on YouTube. I haven't read. You guys like to see dates too. Well, when we have no connection, what we should do is scrap it. We don't need to go on a date. So if you don't like me, you don't need to be on the channel. But me, Austin Holleman. This is my fault. I will still try to put you on my channel to see how my audience likes you. And I know in real life you don't like me. So you know what happens? My video views go from getting, let's use the Rwandan chick for example, right? She played her part excellent. The first video I posted of her, 5,000 views per hour. 5,000 views per hour. And most chicks do that. When I bring a new character on the show, they get a lot of views. The same thing happened to Crystal. The same thing happened to Jane. But if you pay attention to the views like I do, because this is my channel, so I pay attention to the views, the audience can figure out she doesn't really like Austin. Then guess what? The views go down because people actually want to see love and hip hop. They don't want to see pretending hip hop. So when you get on my channel and you are pretending, you shouldn't be on my channel. And that's what this tweet is about. And what I'm saying in this tweet is 80% of the women that I put on the channel in recent time since Brazil should not be on the channel. Somebody said Crystal was the only cute one, but I can tell she really doesn't like you. I think Crystal likes me. I know what real life is like. If she doesn't like me, she's fooling me. But let's read a couple with these two super chats. So Stuart Gully sent a $50 super chat. Thank you very much. He says, preach. A lot of us U.S. brothers love hearing about our much better options in Africa. Yes. I'm not leaving Africa. Well, I will one day. But that's why I said 4 months ago, 5 months ago, whenever it was, 4 months ago, if you hate black women, do not watch my channel. Because I don't hate black women are my number one option and Latina number two. If you hate them, you might as well unsubscribe because I'm gonna be in Africa for the rest of the year. So that's why I'm here to show you guys that. And let me say this too. Actually, let me read this other super chat first. Rayshard Smith says, Rumble, young man, Rumble, you inspired this 41-year-old to level up and grab my passport. Keep being an example for men everywhere, Black King. Thank you very much for saying that, and I'll keep that up for you. We have so many comments coming through right now. If you want me to read it, you're going to have to leave a super chat. And yeah, you're gonna have to leave a super chat because I have too many comments coming through now. But GC Judah says, but also don't try to curate those vibes either. It's more about your perspective in life as opposed to giving us reality scripted stuff like LOL. I like hearing your progression. So again, that's why I say that, right? These dates that y'all see me go on, they're not scripted in my mind. But if the other person is not interested, it's scripted in their mind. And what I'm saying is my audience knows that. You guys can see when the woman is not interested and she's there just for the clout. And we've seen that a lot with the past few ones I've had in the video. We've seen that a lot. And so I was sitting up last night and I'm looking at what the ones from Brazil, and I'm like, damn, there wasn't, I think I ran into one person in Brazil that might have been pretending, but for the most part, they weren't pretending. So since I've left there, I'm saying 80% of the women that have been on the channel since I left there should not be on the channel. The channel, my content, god damn it. I never said nothing about the entire country or entire continent. Please shut up with that. I'm talking on my laptop and my phone is in front of me because I'm going live. So I did a members only video. Ban this motherfucker out of my chat. Hold on. Sick of your shit. So I did a recent video on members only, but I never posted it because the internet is too inconsistent here, right? And I said I'm actually, but I've been noticing this the past couple of months, me going on a date and all this shit. I'm getting tired of doing it. I'm getting tired of going on dates. I told Paul, and I said on my members only video, I really think it's about time that I get somebody pregnant and settle down in one city and switch my channel to showing my next step of life, which is that. Cause I'm getting tired of dealing with women. It's and I know I'm not gay because I know y'all gonna try to say that shit too. What I'm saying is I dealing with women is not easy, especially when you're trying to get them on the channel. That makes it even harder. I'm sorry. I really wanted you to vent and talk about these users. Also, you crack me up when you address yourself in third person. I'm glad you enjoy that third person. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you very much. So just like Fred in Brazil, his channel is a he's pretty much his player card is over with, from my understanding. I think it's time I do that too, because I'm getting tired of this shit. Now, I've also said before when I was in Tanzania, just so you guys know this, I've said before. Look, is that a woman? She gonna say, "Oh, never mind." I've said before, I'm really considering not putting women on the channel anymore because it's not that easy. It's not that easy finding the one that looks good and that doesn't mind being on camera and that's not having both of those and does not have a motive as well. Because you guys have seen in some of my recent videos, some of these women have looked good, didn't mind being on camera, but there's a motive, but they weren't that smart about it. And you're not gonna be able to ever get me. because I'm gonna make the money off the video anyway. So I'm never getting used. I'm always gonna benefit. Fucking YouTube is for. Now, I'm not trying to actually. I don't know what I want to do when it comes. I don't know, but I just know I'm getting tired of dealing with a bunch of women. I'm getting tired of that shit. I'm losing a lot of motivation to keep adding women on the channel, right? I'm tired of the people showing up late. I'm tired of which I haven't got this one in a long time, but take my video down, take my video. I haven't really heard that since Brazil, because Brazilian women love to threaten you with take the video down. But I'm getting tired of that shit too. So we have somebody in the channel on the Instagram that says, so what's their benefit for getting on your channel if it doesn't benefit them? Exposure is a huge benefit. When you get on my channel, you are exposed. Like the last chick I had on the channel, she had like maybe 100 or less than 100 subscribers when I met her. I believe she's at 1,000 in a few days. That's enough to get monetized for her to start making money off the videos. So don't ask me how they benefit. They benefit. They're benefiting. Clout is beneficial, negative or positive. We live in an internet age. What do you mean, how do they benefit? Anyway, we have the Naughty Bear. He says, I support you, Bearby. Thank you very much for the $5 super chat. I appreciate all your support. I support you as well. So, I wanted to get on here and I just wanted to discuss this comment. I just, and here's what we need to know too. You cannot call me a sex tourist and then say that I don't like the women in the country that I'm at right now. That doesn't even make sense. So for the people that are, oh, he's a sex tourist, he's a sex tourist. Sex tourists they don't complain. They don't complain. So shut your mouth. It's your best option. Now, I want to read a couple of these comments that you wizards, and I'm gonna call y'all wizards because y'all think y'all know everything and y'all got a glass ball. You guys know I'm transparent. But we had somebody, a so-called supporter. I don't think they're actually a supporter, because when somebody flips on you off of something like this, that shouldn't even be offensive to anybody. I mean, it's funny because the women that aren't even in the videos are fucking offended. But you're offended. They say, oh wow, are we insulting black women / African women now? Here we go with this shit. Black women was not the type, but I told you guys, black people in the States, when somebody says anything about any group of people we think is us, have they not been nice to you in Africa? What a rhetorical question. So I got an apartment in a country where I feel like the people are not being nice to me. Are you kidding me? Are you really kidding me? But this is the shit y'all leave in the comments. Does one have to be mixed to be above average? Really? There's been a lot of pure African, non-diluted Africans. African women on my videos that I perceived at my own mind to be above average. But you think that they got to be mixed race. If they got to be mixed race, why would I move to Kenya? From my understanding, there's not a lot of mix. If they might be mixed between African nationalities, but they not no large numbers, mixed from a different race. At least in Nairobi, I'm not seeing a lot of mulattoes in Nairobi, or a lot of Blasians in Nairobi, or a lot of Afro Latinas in Nairobi. I'm not seeing that. So for you to think that I'm only into mixed race women is bullshit. Outside of looks alone, don't make a person above average. Only small boys think like that. But I would like to see. I want to say something crazy, but I'm not. But I'm not gonna say nothing crazy. Anyway, even if I did like the light skinned girls, he's still black. Now, what is my what is my advice to myself to do next? It's either to stop putting women in the videos altogether, because I'm getting tired of doing that shit. Or you guys are just gonna have to prepare to see less women until I can vet even better. Look at the last video I uploaded. Look at the last video I uploaded. I think that video got 1,200 views. Or last time I checked, 1,200 views in the first hour. For my channel and for what my channel has done, that shit's embarrassing. I mean, I don't get embarrassed. I don't have that emotion. But I know it should be embarrassing. Correct? 2,500 views. Even YouTube says fewer regular viewers are choosing to watch this video. Now, why do I say that? Because you guys know who's interested and who's not. Who's even if they are interested, you guys like to watch who's acting the right way. So I just wanted to address these comments because y'all really, and let's the more I'm traveling, guys, the more I'm traveling, the more the Americanization thing I've always stuck to is real. If you are dating somebody that has spent a lot of time in the United States, it's not the best option. It's not the best option. I even put up a post where I said the American mental illness is more viral than COVID. It's even viral online. You can catch it online now. In the recent months, I've met some women in Africa that are more American than me because they speak English in a lot of these African countries and they can digest a lot of our contents. Some of them, I mean, they telling me shit I didn't know about my own country. They telling me my shoe size. They know the American slang better than I do. So when people say go to the village, I understand why they say that. I'm not going to the village. I mean, I'll go to go see, but I'm not gonna go move to a village. I need my internet. I mean, I know they have villages in here, but I need the internet. I need the access to the movie theater. I need my amenities. There's some parts of America I'm not giving up, and that's the electronics, the internet. If I want to go to the grocery store, it's not a mile, it's not an hour away. If I get bit by a spider, I don't want to have a higher chance of dying because the nearest hospital is going to take me 2 days to get to. So that's why I'm not moving to a village. Will I go like the Maasai people, those people in Kenya and Tanzania? Will I go see that kind of stuff? Yes, but I'm not moving over there. I'm not. I can't. I can't move there. So we have somebody that leaves a comment. They say African ladies are no different. No matter African ladies are no different. A matter of fact, I think Black American women's future is future into what African women are going to turn into. The more Africa modernizes, it's just in them to act like a fool. I get why you say that, but I know I know a lot of African women that speak fluent English that don't remind me of America. So I don't think that that's the same case. Another thing, today's video that was posted is the last Ghana video you will see. And it was supposed to go up yesterday. But I'm not recording any more content in Ghana because a lot of people are saying my energy is off, and it is. It is off. And I can when my energy is off and I post it, you guys can see it. When you guys can see it, you guys watch the videos less. I've gotten a number of people, like I said earlier, I've gotten a number of people that said they have stopped watching the videos I've been posting in Ghana. Same format I did in Zambia, same format I did in Kenya. But they said they don't want to watch the Ghana videos anymore. Now, if you're on Instagram and you want to watch the rest of this video, you need to go to my YouTube channel at Auston Holleman. Click the link in my bio. I will see you guys next time. Now, we have another super chat right here. If these soft, whiny dudes, Auston, do you? Thank you. I will do me. Thank you for the super chat. Now, here's how I know you aren't a content creator. You are reading too much into this. Just create content and don't read the comments at all. As a content creator, you should read your comments. Your comments, even if they're negative or positive, they are feedback. For example, okay, I got a good text. For example, my subscribers don't like me putting so much music in my videos. I found that out because they said that in the comments. You got to read the comments. If you want to become a content creator, you got to read the comments. And if you want to become a content creator and you want to be honest like Auston Holleman, you have to learn how to deal with heat like what I'm dealing with right now. I got so many people mad at me because I said that the women in my videos should not be in the videos. So that means the entire continent is fucked up. That's what they're saying. It's not what that means. Hope you meet dudes that you can roll with regularly who reflect your energy so you can have fun, go on adventures, and vet these chicks on cam. Yes, thank you for the super chat. So in Brazil, I had that, right? I had Fred and I had Floyd. We were all good friends. We hung out. You guys seen us. We went to his Cife together. We used to go to the parties together. We went to the beach together. We went to the restaurants. We did everything together. That's good. In Kenya, I have a circle of Kenyan men and American men that I hang out with. That it does make a huge difference to have male friends in these countries that you go to and that are on the same speed as you. But I still travel alone because I live a different lifestyle. I can pick up and go whenever I want. I don't have any kids, none of that, right? I can go to Senegal like I'm going. Like I can just buy my ticket same day. Okay, I don't like this place. I'm out of here. If I wanted to do that, I can do that. Most people cannot live how I live. So it's either I wait for them and they gotta plan weeks and months ahead. I don't plan weeks and months ahead. I go right on the spot. When I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go. So that's why I travel alone a lot. Thank you very much for the super chat. Isaac, I am in Ghana right now. Salute Detailed Homie in the Art of Will. I support Black Male Media. Thank you very much. I will actually be in Dallas maybe soon because I'm thinking I'm going to go after I finish my tour in Africa. The countries I'm for sure going to do before I leave is Angola, South Africa, Madagascar, Mauritius, Reunion, Ethiopia. What's the other one? Botswana and Senegal. I'll be in Senegal in a matter of hours. And maybe one other country, right? I'm thinking I may just skip Europe and go to Europe later. And then I'll do another tour of South America again, like Peru, Chile, Argentina, not Venezuela. What is it, Suriname, whatever it is, Suriname, whatever that French-speaking country is down there, or that's French Guiana. You guys know what I'm talking about. Those countries, and Central America too. Let's block you too. So, Suriname, yeah, that whatever it is, yeah, that. So I'm gonna go to those, and then after that, I'm thinking I'm gonna go to Europe after that, or I may go back to Dallas to see my family and then go to Europe. But yeah, we just had to clear. They're Dutch speaking, yeah, Dutch, whatever it is. But yeah, in buck travel, you need to figure out which side you own, because you criticize me and you support me at the same time. And you can criticize somebody, but the way how you criticize me, it doesn't come as friendly as you may think. When I'm reading it, it doesn't seem so constructive criticism like. Appreciate the transparency, bro. People don't realize you're filming and discussing your personal experiences in real time. Thank you very much for the super chat. And that is very, very true. The reason I get a lot of hate or negativity that comes my way, which is not as bad as it used to be, is because the stuff that you guys think when you guys go to these countries, I put that online. Like the stuff that I say, other people say, they just don't post it online. But I have the right personality to be criticized and to have my whole life has been heat. I've been in so much shit my whole life behind being open with my comments. So this is my calling, is to do what I do. You guys think the same things. We have another super chat. Hey, Auston, let's connect. My name is Michael. I'm 22 years old. I have traveled to 14 countries last year, and most recently, Vietnam. You are a GOAT. Thank you very much. But right now, you got me beat at the go status because I'm only on country number 12 outside of the USA. But it's about to be number 13 in hours. Now, I probably should have started. No, I shouldn't have. No, I shouldn't have not. I was about to say I probably should have started in West Africa because right now, West Africa, there it seems like the entire West is going through a revolution with overthrowing their governments, and especially the French-speaking countries. Like I believe Niger, uh, Senegal, not Sierra Leone, Cote d'Ivoire, those in Gabon, they got so many. They got so many people that's overthrowing their governments right now, and it's not really the safest idea to go to these places. But I'm here. Ghana's safe, from my understanding. But Senegal is a francophone country too, so it is what it is. I'm going. I'll be there, and then I'm going to the next place. Thank you for the super chat. Do a poll list of countries to visit in Africa. Let's do that. Now, I will tell you this. After, hold on, what did you just say? Um, let's add this list. But after I leave Senegal, there is a very, very high chance I'm going back to Kenya just for a little bit, and then I'm gonna leave again because I got to go back to Kenya. It's where my home is at. Kenya is where my home is at. So, what African countries to visit? So, what we will do is we will, of course, add Madagascar, Angola, South Africa, Ethiopia, which I've already done these countries, I believe. I've already done these on the poll before. So, to touch back on something, this was made to clear up any speculations that you guys had that he's talking about Africa, man. He's talking about Africa, man. I didn't even say fucking African women. I didn't even say that. He's talking about African women. He doesn't like Africa. Shut up. Oh, Mozambique too. I forgot about that's the other country I couldn't think of. Mozambique. I will for sure go there. For sure, got to go to Mozambique. But I will say this: at least the Kenyans knew. See, the Kenyans knew that I wasn't talking about them in my community posts, except for one woman, a very fake supporting woman in the comments that I saw. Because I told you I recognize y'all's faces. So I know who you are. And this person has left many supporting comments. One comment that they perceive to be the negative way and the negative person that they are. And now they think that I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy. What will you do in Senegal? Will you be in the car? Yes, I will be in the car. If that's how you say it. Yeah, I'll be in the car. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but I know I seen there's a bunch of museums and stuff I'm gonna go see that are all close by each other. So I'm gonna do that. And no, it's not about the women because I have never heard anything about women in Senegal in my life. I'm just going to Senegal just to go to Senegal. I go to these places just to go to see what it would be like for me to live there. That's what this channel is about. Me finding places that I feel like I can live at. And right now, we're gonna have to go with Colombia, Brazil, Kenya, and Vietnam. Those are places. So let's look at this poll and then we're gonna wrap this live video up. Also, let me know what you guys would like to see on members only next. So right now, 36% of people said Ethiopia. Then South Africa, then Angola, then Madagascar. No, then South Africa, then Madagascar, then Angola. Well, now Angola and Madagascar are at a tie. Now it's Madagascar. We're gonna go with Ethiopia, South Africa, Madagascar, and Angola. Angola is the most expensive country to travel to out of that whole list. It's $900 for a plane ticket from Accra. It's $850 for a plane ticket from Nairobi. Tony T. Bowie just sent a $100 cash app. Thank you very much. You just helped pay for the Airbnb in Senegal because I haven't bought my Airbnb yet. That's how spontaneous I am. I buy the plane ticket and I usually don't buy the Airbnb until right before I go. Thank you very much for that. I love you for that. Thank you. People want to see you say nice things. People want to see you say nice things about their country. If you don't, they'll get salty. Of course. Of course. Um, and I expect people to get salty. Now, you cannot get salty about stuff that's true. Like if I go to your country and I say, "Oh, the women here are ugly," that okay, then I expect you to get that's not right of me to say that, right? That's my opinion. But that's not right of me to say that. But if I say, "Oh, the women are reserved," and then you have women that come on a panel and they confirm that, maybe I'm not lying. Because again, here in Accra, the women are a lot more reserved than in Kenya. In Kenya, they're a lot more like they're gonna talk to you, they're gonna be very open and talkative. Versus here, from my experience and from what I've been told from the people that have grew up here and that are Ghanaian that have lived here their whole life, they say it is best that you are introduced to a Ghanaian woman. Better than cold approaching. That's what I heard, and it sounds true based off what I've experienced. Pick better words, improve your vocabulary. No, because I don't say anything wrong. Send me a DM also. Been to Brazil and Egypt. You're gonna make Kenya sound like a vibe, bro. Definitely gonna go now. And I recommend Ethiopia. Thank you very much for the super chat. People, goddamn, my voice is cracked. People need to know that they're thinking like, oh, you're creating a divide between Kenya and Ghana. I mean, not intentionally. Yeah, that may be the that may be the the thing that just comes from that. But again, this is about my personal experiences. So when I come from Kenya to Ghana, naturally, just like you guys would, you would compare, just like when I first went to Brazil and I came from the United States, I compared Brazil to back home. Like, okay, they got this, they don't have this. That's what humans do. The difference is I'm just putting it on YouTube. So you might hear me brag, oh, in Kenya they had this, but in Ghana they don't. This is not to be rude. This is so I can help other people understand where they want to travel. I could say, like I've said so-called negative things about uh, Rwanda or Tanzania. It's not to like be like, oh, you shouldn't go there. But some dudes are in my comments like, you know what, Austin, you don't like that about Tanzania, but I do. I'm going there. I've had people say, oh, the fact that Austin doesn't like the Philippines is why I want to go. Okay. That I'm glad it helped him make his decision because maybe he has a different mindset than I do. So now he wants to go there because he knows that if Austin's mindset doesn't work in this country, that means mine would be better there. Please add Egypt, Morocco, and Nigeria to the list. So the reason I didn't say Nigeria was because a lot of people told me, hey, if you feel like this about Ghana, it'll get worse in Nigeria. Not saying that I won't go to Nigeria, but which I do want to go, right? I do, because I was supposed to go right after this, but I'm going to Senegal instead first. But it's like, oh, you know what? I need a. If I don't like that about Ghana, and they say that's in Nigeria too, let me take a break and go to somewhere completely different, like Senegal, that speaks, a different language, etc. Let me go reset and then come back. Because what I don't want to do is be one, two, three, four, five countries. I get the same experience. See, when there's a language barrier where people don't speak English, which I believe Senegal is French, right? If they don't speak English, the chances of you having the same experience as an English speaking country are dramatically low, that you'll have that same experience because there's a language barrier. Language barriers change your experience. Even though I know some French now, you guys know I've been practicing French. Appreciate the super chat. Brandon Perim with the $5 super chat says, "Have you considered citizenships in African countries since several of them are offering to Black Americans no saying to?" Yes. So I got certain countries I want to go to, but I don't want to use my U.S. passport to go there. So uh, I'm actually looking for somewhere that I can get citizenship at the fastest. So I need to do my blood work and see where my bloodline is from. I'm looking for somewhere I can get citizenship, and then I got a certain country that I want to go to with a different passport. And that'll be another part of the series that I can tell you guys about. Oh, like, this is how you get your passport from a different country. You get a foreign passport, and yeah. So let me see. Asherboat, what is his name right here? Asherboat says Nigerian women, thank you for the super chat, are funny and you won't care how they look because their personality is amazing. They have a fire in them that will keep you laughing. This is my vibe right here, right? And I know what he's talking about because I've met a Nigerian woman while I was here in Ghana. Okay. So I kind of know how they act, but people are different in their home country. Like if you meet a Nigerian in the States, they're not going to be the same as they would be in Nigeria. If you meet a Brazilian in the States, they're not going to behave the same way how they would in Brazil. The environment is different. But I like women that are open to talk. And when you talk to them, there's no dead silences. That's why I like Kenya. That's why I like Brazil. That's why I like Colombia. That's why I like Vietnam. There's certain countries where that's just right. Andrew says Austin does a DNA test and finds out he's 35% Ghanaian, which that's kind of low. I don't think that's true, right? I don't think that'll happen. I mean, I don't know the full history of the French, but I know my mother's side of the family is Creole, so they have a French background. So the chances of me, no. But somebody right here, and I gotta block somebody that texts me on WhatsApp. I don't like men that have female energy. I really don't. I really don't. I really don't. I really don't. But he says, how is Tanzania's personality to you? Tanzania is a mix. When we talk about the personality of how, if you're talking about the women, right? It's a mix between Kenya and let's say Rwanda, meaning that in Rwanda they're kind of like they're not doing a lot of talking when you're with them. They're very quiet. Let's say that because I went viral on Rwanda again because I said I couldn't find shoes, so they're all offended. They're not really offended, but I was at the massage place over here in Ghana, and there was actually a guy that came out the room, and he was like, "Whoa, I know you from somewhere." It's like, "Yeah, I'm on YouTube." Oh, you're the guy that went viral for talking about Rwanda. We're so angry at you, but he shook my hand and he was cool. That's why I don't take a lot of these negative comments serious because those people really don't exist in real life. But it's a mix between those two. So in Kenya, they're very talkative, and Rwanda, they're very quiet. When you mix those two, you get women that will open up and talk, but you don't have to force them to do it. There's some countries I've been to where it seems like you have to force the women to open. You have to force them so much you'll give up. Like you're like, okay, I'm not. I don't even think she's interested. Never mind. But Tanzania, keep in mind, I must have liked Tanzania. I must have really liked Tanzania because I was there for 5 weeks when I was only supposed to stay 10 days. And I have male and female friends in Tanzania. I have a whole circle of friends in Tanzania. So, like for example, Big Boss Real Talk says, "I'll take the quiet version," and that's why I do this content, right? Because he could have never been in Tanzania, which I don't think he is. He could have never been there. He watches my videos, and I say, "Oh, the women here are kind of shy. They don't really talk much." I might not like that. I don't like that. I like to converse. That's why I'm a content creator. I like to converse. But he could watch this and say, "Oh, that sounds like my speed. I like women that are quiet and not so talkative." Nothing wrong with them being quiet. Go to where your personality fits. Does your personality fit quiet, shy women? Okay. Or is it somebody like me that enjoys women that you can sit back and talk for 4 or 5 hours straight with? That's what I like. Have you ever thought about going to Morocco or Egypt? Thank you very much for the $50 super chat. Yes, Morocco. Not so much Egypt. I would go, but it's not at the top of my list. Uh, but if you send more $50 super chats like that, I will be going. Thank you very much. Please show us the tall, dark beauties in Senegal. I love those tall, dark women. Another example. I'm not saying I don't like tall, dark women, but let's say I did it. This content exposes that to show people what the options are when you get there. Hey, I heard Senegal has good this, good that, good internet, etc., good food. And if they want to know what the women are like, there you go. Come to Nigeria. I'll show you around. My channel is about West Africa and Nigeria. Shoot me an email, AustonHolleman@gmail. Auston and I are opposites. I like quiet, reserved, and modest women like Tanzania. Yes. Vigio says that this guy that say he like tall, dark women are colorists. You're only a colorist if you don't like dark women. That's the only time you're a colorist. If you like light skinned black women, you're a colorist. If you like the brown skin ones, you're a colorist. You like white women, you're a colorist. You like Latinas, you're a colorist. Asian, you're a colorist. But if you like dark skinned women, you're a god. Nothing's wrong with you. Just wanted to point that out. Appreciate the $5 super chases. Exactly. You can learn from any and everybody. Everything is a learning experience. Thanks for sharing your experiences. Real talk. Thank you very much. I'm glad you can understand why I say what I say. Remember, Ghana has different cultures with different personalities. Not everyone is the same. That's anywhere in the world, though. If you go to Dallas, you have some women. There's some women in Dallas I hated dealing with. I really hated dealing with them. But then from time to time, I would run across one that would be like, "Oh, she's cool. She's cool." So yes, that's anywhere in the world, though. But what I'm saying about Ghana is overall, from what I've been bumping into, from what I've ran into, and from what the Ghanaians have told me, they're reserved. Auston, which African women are the quietest or least talkative? So we're gonna go in. This is something else y'all can learn. We're gonna go in order of who has the most talkative women to the most reserved and like more shy, least talkative women. Out of the 6 countries I've been to, number one, Kenya has the most talkative women in all the countries I've been to in Africa. Then I would go number 2 with Tanzania. Then I would go number 3 with Uganda. Number 4 with Zambia. Number 5 with Rwanda. No. It's in between Rwanda and Ghana for who's the quieter ones. I'm gonna have to go with Ghana. No, I'm gonna have to go with Rwanda, then Ghana. I think the ones in Ghana are a lot more reserved than the ones in Rwanda. But if you have any more questions, send a super chat. And I'm about to wrap it up here in about 10 minutes. But send a super chat if you have any more questions. The Golden Pisces says, why would you want a mute woman? Some people like that. I don't like it. Some people do. I like to be sarcastic. I like to talk around. I mean, talk around. I like to talk. I like to hang around somebody I could talk with for hours on end. I like somebody that'll call me and listen to me and I'll listen to them. I'm not really a fan of sit on the couch and shut up. I'm not really a fan of that. So this is a good question. Happy One says, you say you prefer talkative women. If that's the case, why didn't you choose Wendy? Wendy is talkative, yes, but we're friends, right? When I see her, we're vibes, but our beliefs are very different. The way how we see things are too different for me to choose her. Let's say that. Are there any pet peeves the Ghanaian women have there? I don't know. They're reserved. I haven't talked to any of them. I don't know. I don't know the Ghanaian women. Yeah, I have not went on a date. Actually, I did. I went on a date with one, and there was a lot of dead silences that date, like friend zone silences. So it's not that you can't date them. It's just I can't date them. Our personalities don't go together. They don't attract, they repel. Thank you very much for the super chat. Now, I'm so glad everybody showed up to listen to me explain the tweet that broke the internet. I sent it to O'Shea and I texted him and I said, "Do you see how do you see how many people are pissed off about that tweet I put up?" And he was like, "Whoa, why would you post that? You're gonna get canceled." Nah, I'm not gonna get canceled because I didn't say nothing wrong. Here goes my thing. If that situation happened in Brazil and I didn't get canceled, that tweet for sure couldn't get me canceled. Do you ever see yourself visiting Ghana again? Absolutely. Because I didn't get to see the slave castles. I don't hate this place. I would come back here, but two things I would come back for. And I'm gonna touch on your comment here in a second. I just saw that. I would come back here to do content because it's a great place to do content. And I would come back here to hang out with somebody, meaning that somebody would meet me here, or I would meet somebody that's already here and plan to spend the entire time I'm here with them. I wouldn't do what I did this time. Like I came here with the intent of, okay, I'm gonna bump into this person, bump into that person, we gonna kick it. In Kenya, you could do that. In Kenya, you could pretty much just show up alone and still vibe. Here, I think for me, I truly think I would have been better off coming with somebody. Yes, I am learning French. So somebody left a comment. This is true though. He said the more y'all talk, the more y'all complain and ask for things. It's true a lot of times, but at least in Kenya, it's not true for me, from my experiences. Being reserved isn't a character flaw. Not everyone has to be an extrovert. I didn't say it was a flaw. I'm just saying it's not magnetic to my personality. I said that wrong. It repels my personality. Because let's be honest, if you're around a woman and she's so reserved to the point where she's not saying nothing, but she claims she's interested, I'm gonna think she's full of shit. I'm gonna like she just wants some free attention. She's not really interested. Let me move on to somebody else that seems more interested. They said you made a mistake visiting Kenya first. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. No. I do not say things to force a reaction. That's just my personality. I've been pissing people off since I was in middle school. I've always said things in a way that pisses people off. That's how my YouTube got started. All right. Well, that's the end of the live stream today. Yeah, somebody said that's Rwandan women right there. Reserved to the point. It's a one-way conversation. You'll lose interest fast. So the ones that texted me or I met online in Rwanda, they weren't so one way, but the ones I met in person, it was very much like, okay, I feel like I'm bothering her now because she's not really saying nothing. So I'm like, okay, yeah, let me just move. So if that's a cultural thing, that's good for your culture, but being reserved is not it's not a good idea. Like it's I mean, if you want to meet somebody, you can't be to yourself. Like that's like me being reserved. That's like me wanting to stay in the house all day, but I want to find a girl. It's not gonna work. So if a guy approaches a woman and she's so-called reserved, then I mean shit. What do you not giving me nothing to work with? You're not even talking. What am I supposed to do? So somebody says, "What's your take on talkative versus reserved as wife versus fun time?" So what you're saying is reserved women are wives and talkative women are fun times. I don't know about you guys, but whoever I decide to marry, I don't want them to be a mute. I definitely want my wife to be somebody that I can call, that I can talk to while I smoke this cigar, that I can just call it. That I mean, I think that's what it's supposed to be, right? She's supposed to support you. How the hell you gonna support me and you don't say nothing? You don't give me no feedback. I don't see how that works. A lot of East Africans are chill and reserved. I say this as a one, yes, but they still talk though. You gotta most of the times initiate the conversation. And see, this is how I know you don't know what I'm saying. Whenever I whenever I initiate a conversation with a so-called reserved woman, she's so reserved, even if I initiate the conversation, she comes off uninterested. Like they're so short and blunt and so dry, it comes off like get the fuck away from me. Like that's the energy I get. So eventually I get the fuck away from them. I walk off. I like energy. The phone plan I use in Kenya is Safaricom. Best one if you ask me. I always have internet and fast internet. I disagree with this. Well, I don't disagree with this. He says their character is reserved until they get comfortable with you. They won't be reserved forever. Usually, whenever they get comfortable, it's not even worth it anymore. At least the reserved women I've met, when they finally got comfortable, their personality was trash. So it was like, damn, I waited all this time for you to like get cool, and then this is what I get. If you might as well continue not saying nothing. In my experiences, that's what it was. I have some people asking what happened to a few girls that I had on the show. Then yeah, if you want to know that, sign up to be a member. I talked about that on members only. I went into detail too, not too much detail, but I went on detail. How do you get them to wrap your luggage at airports? Thank you for the super chat. There's usually like a plastic wrap station next to the check-in that they'll wrap it for, usually like $8 or something like that. He says, "True, my girl is very quiet in public, but she talks my ear off at home, and that's fine. That's fine. I can deal with that. That's actually wife material. Whenever they don't, because you don't want a woman that talks to everybody. But when I talk to you, please talk back. That's all I'm asking. Shit. Why do you say Nairobi is not a place to be married? It's not that you cannot find a wife in Nairobi. I'm not saying you can't find a wife, but there's so much of it. Put it like this: everybody's living such a fast-paced lifestyle. It wouldn't be. I wouldn't ideally tell you to go to that city, not the country, that city in particular, to and think you'll find a wife within a year. You can find one, but I'm just not gonna tell you they like that's the quickest way to do it. He said the reserve women tend to get comfortable once you leave and lose interest. I've had that happen a lot where they're so dry. I've had dudes try to hook me up with girls that they knew, and then I'm like, I'm texting them while we're sitting on a date, and I'm like, "Are you sure you showed her a picture of me? Is she supposed to be with somebody else? Because you said she liked how I looked, and she sure ain't talking about shit." And then I'll end the date and leave, and then they'll be texting me like, "Hey, you want to hang out again?" Fuck no. Why? So we could just sit there and look at each other? But now they're interested. I don't like that. Black Knight is throwing some salt right. That's what he said. He said if you want a mannequin girlfriend for if you want a mannequin for a girlfriend, then a Rwandan woman is for you. Somebody said Kesa is reserved. Yeah, fucking right. Top 3 favorite restaurants in Nairobi. Oh, you know what? I know one of them is Slate. Mawimbi is another one. But the third one is one I really like, and it's mm, AMKA, AMKA, AMKA. I like those three the most. But all right, you guys, it's been about an hour and a half almost. I appreciate y'all coming through. I appreciate y'all listening and letting me discuss the tweet I put up to clear up these allegations. If you guys have been watching me long enough, you get that inside joke, allegations. And I will see you guys in the next video. The next video that'll drop should be Senegal.